Hello everyone, I'm your Shiny of American Headway Red. Today is our third lesson and we're going to study your book Unit 3 and the title of the book is The World of Work. That's right. We are going to meet some people who has like a different jobs and we're going to describe their job and what they do. Before we do that, why don't we quickly go over what we learned in the last lesson? Do you remember what we learned? Ooh. Yes, last time we learned how to make a question and a negative out of affirmative. Do you remember that? For example, 그는 부자다. Okay, that is an affirmative sentence, right? And you say, he is rich. He is rich. Okay, and what is the question form of that? All you have to do is switch subject and verb. So, is he rich? Is he rich? Yeah, I guess lots of girls will ask this question before they go out for the blind date, I think. Okay, then what about negative? 부정문. 그는 부자가 아니다. How do you make it? That's right. He is not rich. Okay, you did a great job. And today, it might be a little bit more difficult than the last lesson because it's, you need to remember lots of rules, but don't get ever scared because you're with me. Okay, today we're going to learn how to make a present simple sentence when the subject is third person singular. Shiny, what does that mean? 무슨 말이야, Shiny? 한국말로 좀 해줘. Okay, Korean, like 주어가 3인칭 단수일 때 일반 동사, 일반 현재 시제를 다루는 거예요. Ooh, it's like still I'm confused. 여전히 어려우시다고요? I guess so. But I'm gonna take some examples out and you'll understand. So, for example, 그녀는 왕십리에 산다. Okay, that's me actually. I live in 왕십리. Okay, but in this sentence, the subject is she, right? 그녀, and 그녀 is third person. Do you remember what third person is? Do you still remember? Okay, third person is when that person is neither me nor you. 나도 아니고 당신도 아닌 다른 사람을 얘기할 때 바로 그게 third person. And third person singular means 그러한 다른 사람이 한 명일 때. That's the third person singular. Okay? So when the subject is third person singular, the regular verb kind of changes in a weird way. 일반 동사가 참 이상하게 변해요. How does it change? Okay, let's see. Okay, for example, it's my story as I told you. She, 그녀는 산다, lives in 왕십리. Okay. 자, 살다는 live인데. Okay, how can we put this word in here? Okay, as I told you, third person singular, right? In this sentence, we have to put S after this word live. This is the rule, so you cannot ask why? Why does it work that way? 왜 그렇게 되는데요? You shouldn't ask because this is the rule. Just take it. 그냥 받아들여야 돼요. I'm sorry. Okay, then what about 그는 nice sports car 가지고 있다. How do you make it? He, yeah, this is still like a third person singular, right? He, nice sports car. Okay, sports car. Okay, he. 자, 가지고 있다는 원래 have인데, but this is like an irregular verb, so you have to put has when the subject is third person singular. So, but basically this is the regular form, so all you can do is just memorizing this one. Okay, this is the affirmative form of the a present simple. 그냥 단순 시제, 그냥 긍정문, 그냥 일반 평서문인데. Okay, what about WH question? Do you know WH question? Are you familiar with that? WH question means the questions that starts with WH, what, who, when, where, why. That's right, that type of thing. And there is this a kind of weird friend, right? which doesn't start WH. He starts with H, which is how. That's right, good. Okay, and this might be a little bit more tricky than this one. Okay. Okay, for example, 어떻게 할까요? Well, okay. 그는 어디에 사니? It's like the first sentence, like 그는 왕십리에 산다, right? But like 그는 이번에는 그는 어디서 사니? So we have to use WH question in this time. Okay, okay. Where, right? Where? Okay, since the subject is he, okay, which is the third person singular, it requires something here, and that is does. Okay, we're gonna learn like later in our lesson that like if this subject is not third person singular but like a first person or a second person, 주어가 이제 앞으로 배울 건데 if the subject is first person or second person, 1인칭이나 2인칭이면 it requires do. But for now, we're going to deal with only this third person singular. Okay? Fair enough? Good. Where does he? 자, 어디서 사니? 살다? Live. Oh, wait a sec, Shiny. You explained that, okay, since this is third person singular, we have to put S behind. Would it be like this in this case also? No, actually not. Okay, we just remove S. Why? Why, Shiny? Why? Because we used already does. You know, does somewhat like contains this S feeling, you know, S. It already, like it's in here. So we only ask, where does he live? Okay, let's practice. Where does he live? One more time. This is like a kind of difficult, so we have to keep practicing. Where does he live? Very good. Okay, let me make another sentence to help you out. For example, like 왜 그는 너를 사랑하니? 너 남자친구 있다며. 왜 그는 너를 사랑해? 이해 못했어. I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay. 왜? Why, right? Why? He. Like these are kind of essential words, right? Okay, why? You know, look at this subject. Third person singular. That's why we have to put does. Why does he love? Oh, 너를. Why does he love you? Okay, let's practice. Why does he love you? 자, 여러분 감정이 실어서 with more emotion, okay? Why does he love you? Very good, very good. So this is basically what you do when you make this WH question. When the subject is, this is very important, third person singular, right? And the verb is just regular verb, 일반 동사, right? Okay, and now let's move on to negative. 자, 부정문으로 갑시다. Okay. Okay, so we talked about this love, right? Okay, he loves you. He's your boyfriend. But like later I found out that he actually 나 사랑 안 해. 그 여자 사랑 안 해. 는 거를 발견했어요. Then, 그는 너를 사랑하지 않아. Ooh, that's kind of shocking, right? Okay, let's make that sentence. 그는 너를 사랑하지 않아. Ooh, okay. He, third person singular. Then we put doesn't love you. Okay, the original sentence may be like the affirmative form. 그는 너를 사랑해 would be he loves. That's right. Do you still remember this S? Loves you. But the opposite, which is the negative, would be he doesn't. You put this doesn't love you. You know, again, S behind this love disappeared. Why? Why? Because of this doesn't. It already contains S feeling in it. So don't put S again. You know, like it's in the exam all the time. 이거 항상 시험에 나오는데 still so many students get it wrong. So you don't fall for that. 거기에 함정에 빠지지 마세요. Okay? So he doesn't love you. One more time. He doesn't love you. Oh, so shocking. Still so shocking. Okay, let's quickly move on to the next one. Okay, this one is yes, no question. Yes, no question. What is yes, no question? That's a question that it's like its answer is like a yes or no. Simple. For example, okay. 그는 너를 사랑하니? In this case, the answer will be yes or no, right? So this is the yes, no question. Okay, 그는 너를 사랑하니. Let's make that sentence. Okay. Okay. You put does our subject, he, our main verb, the regular verb, you. Again, here you shouldn't put S because of this does. Okay, this is our rule. Okay, let's practice. Does he love you? Does he love you? I think so. Yes, I think so. You might answer like that. Okay, very good. Okay, these are kind of, we learned what? Like affirmative and WH question, and the next negative, and finally yes, no question. So like a 4 rules, right? Involving this like a present simple tense when the subject is third person singular. So it might be so confusing now, but if you keep practicing, it'll just come naturally like this. So don't worry. Okay, let's take a look at this woman whose name is Keiko. She's Japanese, but looks like she's working in America. And that is on your book, page 19. Okay, we have to make a sentence and then like make a sentence into the question and then answer. Okay, the first one, it says like where / come from. Looks like this question wants to ask us like to make a sentence. 그녀는 어디서 왔니? 어디 출신이니? Right? So we have to make that sentence out of it. How do we make it? Okay, the subject is she, right? Which is the third person singular. And the verb, take a look at the verb, come. That is regular verb. 그냥 일반 동사죠? 주어가 3인칭 단수인데 일반 동사. Then we have to put what? That's right. Does. It's not here. I already erased it out. So, where does she come from? That's the correct question. Okay. Where does she come from? One more time. Where does she come from? Good. This is a very difficult one, but you're doing so well. So I'm so proud of you. Okay. 그녀는 어디서 왔어요? And the answer should be what? Let's see. Oh, she's from actually Japan. So she comes from Japan. Do you remember that S after come? Why? Because she, subject, third person singular again. She comes from Japan. Very good. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Where / live? Looks like this question wants to ask us like, 그녀는 어디서 사니? 지금 어디서 사니? Right? How do we ask that? That's right. Where does she live? Good. Where does she live? Where does she live? And okay, let's answer. 그녀가 어디서 살죠? Looks like okay, town New York. Okay, 그녀는 뉴욕에 삽니다. Very good. She lives in New York. She lives in New York. Very good. Okay, the next one. Okay, 그녀의 직업은 무엇입니까? Okay, what does she do? Very good. What does she do? What does she do? Okay, let's answer. 그녀는, okay, let's see. 그녀는, does it say, the first one, job here. She is an interpreter. This is a job. So we cannot say like she has something, but you just answer like she is an interpreter. Okay? And is in this case is not regular verb, but it is a That's right. Be verb. 비동사죠, 여기서는. Okay, a little bit, kind of variety. 약간의 다양성. Okay, good. And the next one, where/work. 그녀는 어디서 일합니까? Okay, let's make a sentence. Where does she work? Good job. Where does she work? Where does she work? Good. Okay, really, where does she work? Let's see. Looks like place of work says at the United Nations. 우, UN에서. Okay. 자, 그녀는 UN에서 일합니다. She works for the UN. Works. Please remember that. Okay, good. And the next one, yeah. Okay, the next question is what? It's not WH question, but what? What is it? That's right. This is yes or no question. Yeah. 그래서 그녀는 like French, Spanish 말해요? Okay. Does she speak like French, Spanish? Oh, this is already kind of perfect sentence here. Okay. Does she speak French and Spanish? Okay, let's see. Oh, she speaks French and she doesn't speak Spanish, looks like. I cannot see any Spanish here on her record. So, the answer is like yes and no. 그렇고 아니기도 하고. Okay? And next one. What, blah, 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 in his or her free time. 아, looks like 그녀의 그 free time에 그녀는 무엇을 합니까? 라고 묻고 싶은 것 같아요. Then how do you ask? What does she do in her free time? Okay, let's practice. What does she do in her free time? What does she do in her free time? Good job, good job. And then, okay. Listen to music. Listen to music. 자, 어떤 말을 하고 싶었을까요? Okay, let's take a look at this record. Okay, looks like it says where? I didn't really see anything that is mentioning about like listening to music. So, should we just skip this? What about this? 그녀는 음악 듣는 걸 좋아하나요? Aha. Is this WH question? No, this is like we can answer like either yes or no. 예, 좋아해요, 음악 듣는 거. Or 아니요. So this is yes, no question. How do we make yes, no question? That's right, using does. So, does she like listening to music? Does she like listening to music? Very good, very good. Okay, and how many children? 그녀는 가지고 있습니까? 얼마나 많은 아이들이 있습니까? How many children does she have? So here, in this case, how many children? That is one chunk. You have to take it as a one chunk. 이게 하나의 의문사로 받아들여셔야 돼요. Okay? So like a how or just why, what, like that. So how many children does she have? Not has, because already does. There is does in front. Okay? And next one, a dog. 그녀는 강아지를 가지고 있습니까? Let's make that sentence out of it. Okay, you can do it. How do you do that? That's right. This is yes, no question. Does she have a dog? Let's practice. Does she have a dog? Does she have a dog? Wow, you did such a wonderful job, wonderful job. I know this is very difficult, but you're doing a good job on the right track. Okay, at this point, let me ask you a question about your maybe family members, I think. Okay. Do you have a maybe you don't really have children, not yet. I don't know. Maybe some of you have children, but okay. Maybe you have your siblings, 남매, 자매가 있겠죠? Okay. Okay, I'm going to ask a question about your sister. Okay? Please answer me because I am interested. When does your sister get up in the morning? When does your sister get up in the morning? Please answer me. Oh, I see. She gets up at 6 o'clock. Ooh, that's very early. Okay, please repeat after me. When does your sister get up in the morning? Good job. And okay, this is about more personal question. I think. Okay, about your boyfriend. Where does he live? 어디 살아요? Where does he live? Ah, he lives in 압구정. I see. Lives in 압구정. Good job answering that. Okay, more question to come. About. Okay, I already asked this. Okay, why does he love you? Please tell me, why does he love you? Oh my God. Because I'm a good singer or whatever. Yeah, because I'm pretty. Okay, you can answer it anyway, right? Good job. Okay, before I wrap up the show, let me tell you this brief story about one of my actually best friends. Her name is Insan, and you know what? She majored English in university, but she loves Japanese more than English, and she speaks better Japanese than English. So weird. Yes, she speaks better Japanese than English. And you know what? Now she lives in Japan. She lives in Japan. And on top of that, 게다가 she has a Japanese boyfriend. She has a Japanese boyfriend. Like this, she loves Japan. 이것처럼 그녀는 Japan을 정말 사랑하는데요. But there is the only thing that she doesn't like. She doesn't like about Japan. You know what it is? She doesn't like Japanese food. She doesn't like Japanese food for some reason. So, but I mean, generally she is happy being there. Yeah. Okay. I just told you this story because I wanted you to remember more of this, what we learned today. So, okay, this was kind of difficult, but please keep practicing. Okay, I believe in you. Then please keep up the good work.